Hello everybody, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Kyle.
And this is Ebony-ish and Ivory. We're back. What is so funny?
It's terrible.
Why was it? Do you want to redo it?
No, it's fine. Keep going.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And this is Ebony-ish. Anyways, we're back. We have been gone the last couple weeks, and that has been my fault. I guess nature's fault.
Yeah.
My body was telling me, Josh, you need to slow down. You need to take a break. I lost my voice for like 2 weeks.
It was hardcore.
It was weird. So this is how it started. I'm gonna tell you a story. My birthday was last Monday. Happy birthday to me.
It was his golden birthday.
I'm officially 27 years old. So when you go back and watch the first episode when Kyle's like, you lying son of a... I'm now 27. I can officially say it. But birthday, woke up, went the whole day. It was perfectly fine. Next day I woke up. It was perfectly not. I lost it. It was just gone. I felt fine, and then it was gone for like 4 days. Came back one day and then left again. So that is why we have not been putting out episodes. I know on our Facebook I said we won't have an episode this week, but it ended up being 2 weeks. Yeah. So my apologies for that.
Yeah, we both needed a break while we wrapped up company.
Yeah, honestly, thank God that's over.
Yeah.
It was a good process. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Had my fun. But now I'm like, time to get back to the...
Not having something to do every night of the week is marvelous.
And not jumping into something...
Well, and you broke your ankle for
a minute. And I messed up my ankle the Thursday the second week, Thursday, I think it was. Or was it Friday?
It was Friday.
I had to do 2 shows limping around, and then the last show I got a cane. Thanks, Lauren. That was a lot of fun.
He was walking around with his pimp cane.
Character choices. I was like, just kidding. I was.
People were like hooting and hollering it for it. It was like,
yeah, I can't believe that.
And then you had to do that weird like slappy clappy thing.
And I was like,
you did it with your cane.
Yeah, they loved it.
The old people in the audience were like, yeah.
I know. They're like, we feel you. We get you. Okay, we have one. We're gonna do one sponsor today, and that will be my dad. My dad. Anyways, he owns a company called Express Designs. He makes t-shirts, sweaters. If you like coffee cups or mugs or flasks. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think he does flasks. That'd be cool.
I'm sure he could.
That'd be. I should ask him about that. That'd be cool. But it is called Express Designs. You can look it up on the interwebs. Or if you have any questions or you don't have interwebs, you can ask me about it, and I have a business card, and he made us a cup, but I keep forgetting.
Josh keeps forgetting it.
I'm terrible.
Someday that will be on here.
Oh, someday, maybe not next week, maybe the week after that, it'll be on there. But yes, Express Designs, go check it out. It's cool stuff. And custom, whatever you want on the shirt, like he has, or the cup or whatever. He has like pre-printed stuff, like options you can choose from, but you can also send in like your own designs. Nice. And he can make it work. Yeah,
I mean, he took our logo and put it on a cup, so it's pretty dope.
It is pretty dope. Again, don't have the cup, but real fast, I want to give a shout out to this guy. This is Kyle's little lobster dude, the rock lobster. What's his name?
I don't know.
Her name? His name?
You put it in the comments. What
should we name this little guy? And maybe we can feature him on every episode. Like place him somewhere.
Yeah, I will say that I have Merlin up there. Merlin's my dinosaur.
Up there. How long has SpongeBob been there?
Since we did the show.
So SpongeBob has also been a consistent guest on our show.
And Ursula's tentacle.
And then, that costume's sick. I liked that costume.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear it until I fucking die.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you.
That'd be every Halloween. That'd be me. So every party.
For those of you who don't know, I'm a leather worker, and I decided last year.
That sounded dirty.
It did. It always
I'm
does.
a leather worker.
It always sounds like kinkier than it actually is. But you know, whatever you're into. Anyways, so I decided that I was going to make a Ursula costume out of leather, and so that's my trial tentacle is in the back of Josh's video.
This right here.
Yep.
Wow, this is hard to do.
Yeah, especially like backwards. Yeah.
I can't go up and down. What the heck? And that's SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm. But I wore it I like made the hair like this giant hat thingy, and
we should upload a picture of it onto our Facebook.
We should.
That'd be awesome.
And I wore it at Disney's Mickey's Not So Scary. So.
That's when you went to Disney World?
Mm-hmm.
Was that right before Addams Family?
Yeah, Claire and I went in September for anniversary. Our anniversary's in October, but there was too many things to do in October, so
True that.
we went in September.
True that.
Yeah.
Before we jump into everything, I'm excited. His wife's birthday is coming up, and it's a summer-ween party.
Yep, summer-ween.
That also sounds kind of dirty.
It does kind of sound dirty.
It is not a dirty. Well, no, I'm just kidding. It's not. But anyways, I'm super excited. Don't know what I'm gonna be yet, but I'm excited. Are you gonna be Ursula?
Probably not. It'll be too hot. No, I'm thinking about being Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, that'd be. What if I'm Tigger?
Okay.
I can say that. We have our Snapple fact of the day, Kyle. What is our? Oh, maybe.
I'm gonna open it right here.
Why did it make that noise?
I don't like that. Oh, it's upside down. Okay. The state animal of Tennessee is the raccoon. That feels right.
It does feel right. Like, it makes sense, but that's also kind of gross.
Did you know that today, the day that we're recording this, whatever the fuck day this is, I honestly don't know.
The 7th.
Shit, 6th? No.
7th.
Is it really the 7th?
Yeah, because yesterday was my sister's birthday.
Sure is the 7th. Anyways, apparently it's National Donut Day. And so somebody put out a video today of a raccoon going out of the window of a Krispy Kreme and putting his hands together, and they threw him a donut and he ran away.
Oh, that is
It was so cute.
I went off the... It's not a raccoon, but there was a lady at the Branson Landing one time, and her service animal was a skunk. It was a skunk, but it was the most fluffy skunk. She let me pick it up, which was crazy. But
if they're pets, they have their like express glands taken out.
Their stank glands.
Yeah. But they're so cute. Skunks are adorable.
They are.
One time I was in Petco, and I saw somebody with a possum in a cat backpack.
That's disgusting.
Oh my god,
they need to throw it away.
Possums only live like 3 years, and they're so cute.
It's not my fault.
They
Possums are disgusting.
Oh my god, I love them so much. They're like big rats. They're adorable. I also like rats too. So
you're nasty.
I had a pet mouse.
Mice are okay.
Why are they? I think they're creepier than rats.
No, rats look like 10 times creepier than what a mouse does.
Oh no.
Yes, 100%.
rat.
And like probably because I grew up with like the Tale of Despero and Tom and Jerry and all these mice movies that portrayed rats as like the evil guys. Not Tom and Jerry, but
you cannot tell. Have you seen what's it called?
I don't know.
The Great Mouse Detective?
The Great Mouse Detective. I don't know.
With Ratigan in it? But he's the evil dude.
It sounds like really familiar.
Oh my god, hold on. Fucking Ratigan was my favorite thing ever, but I always love the villains in movies. Okay, The Great
Do you think you'd be a villain in a movie?
Detective? Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, I am basically Ursula.
I think I'd be like...
Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. I haven't seen that in a long time.
No, it's old, but let me look up Ratigan, because I love Ratigan.
I think one of my favorite mouse movies after...
Ratigan.
What is that movie called? Yeah, I know who that is. What's the movie called with the mouse that has big ears?
Mickey?
No.
Okay.
He comes to America.
Oh, yeah, Fievel Goes West.
Yes, American Tail. That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love those movies.
Okay, so when I was little, I watched that movie so fucking much. I don't know if I watched the other ones, but I watched like the original. So much that I imagined that my like imaginary friend was Fievel. But my mom wouldn't let him in the car.
Oh, that's stupid.
And so he had to run alongside the car. And so I would always just like watch outside the car and like watch him run along with us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I still the never say never from that song. That's like anytime the word never pops into my head, that's what I'm doing. Gosh, I want to watch that movie now.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we should have an old Disney marathon.
I'm 100% down.
Did you catch it?
No, I didn't. There's this dang fly that will not. It's like racing back and forth in the room.
I think it may have died.
It's so annoying. I hope so.
Because that was a gnat.
Expire. Oh yeah, that is a gnat, huh? Expire yourself, please. All right, Kyle. What do we got on the agenda today?
We go and talk about Pride Month because it's Pride Month. Happy Pride.
Ooh.
And then we're going to talk about Juneteenth.
Woo.
Woo, woo. I mean, we should.
It's good. It's a good thing.
We should party on Juneteenth.
I'm down.
So, anyways, I don't even know what day of the week. That's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday.
Yeah, it is a Wednesday, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but we can figure something out.
Yeah. So, anyways, and then we're going to do some Mad Libs today.
I'm so excited.
I know, I love me some Mad Libs.
Love me some Mad Lib.
We're gonna tell you our songs, which we still need to post on Facebook. All of the songs.
Tomorrow, I am driving to Oklahoma, and I will sit in the passenger seat, and
So you're not gonna drive.
and I will post. Okay, I'm going to Oklahoma tomorrow, and I will post them all tomorrow.
Yeah, because we have a lot of songs now, so somebody could have a bopping playlist.
They could, yeah. By the end of this, by like give it a couple more weeks, you'll have a good hour-long road trip.
Yep. Or you can go work out with it. Whatever.
Well, some of my songs probably you can't work out with.
You can work out with my songs.
You can work out with Phil Collins' soundtrack to Tarzan. That was my last song of the week. Oh my gosh, dude. I've been watching Tarzan every
I do love Tarzan.
day.
Did you see it in theaters when it came out?
No, I wasn't old enough.
Oh, fuck you.
I think I was like 1.
Probably. I saw it in theaters, and I remember leaving the movie theater and walking back to our car, and like jumping on top of things, like, and pretending to like surf on them. And my mom was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "I'm being Tarzan."
Of course, Maverick's favorite that he
Yeah.
all the time, and then he'll like jump, or anytime like Turk and Tarzan wrestle. It's his go to sleep movie. Tarzan is.
Yeah.
Tarzan and Tarzan 2, which was terrible, but we're not going to talk about that.
I've never even heard of it.
It's so bad. So Maverick will be like falling asleep, and he'll be like dozed, and then there's a scene where Turk and Tarzan wrestle each other before the leopard comes back out.
Yeah.
And he'll wake up and like, and like start pushing us. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro? Calm down. He is a little Tarzan, a little white Tarzan.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
Wait, real quick.
Okay.
If you had to be somebody in the Tarzan movie, which character would you be?
Tarzan.
Yeah.
100%.
I feel like I would be Turk, or I would be the elephant.
I could see you as Turk.
Yeah.
I don't know if
the elephant because of the sanitary water thing.
It's
I hate getting in lakes and shit.
It's a piranha. There's no piranha. I would be the elephant that goes, actually there are piranhas and I have a ringing in my ear. That would be me.
I mean that elephant is an old black man. So,
Yeah.
Let's be real. That's you with the cane.
And he's like, and then I think you'd be the one that goes, my butt, whenever Tarzan comes up and bites him in the butt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd be funny.
That would be really funny.
So before we get into this, I just want to say we're going to talk about these two topics, Pride Month and Juneteenth. If you have questions or you just don't understand, we encourage you to reach out. Yeah, either to us, you can leave it on the comments, or reach out to people who are also celebrating, or who live these lives, and just ask questions before you're so quick to judge. And I want to touch on that a little bit after we're done with the two topics. I want to touch on that too a little bit.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, so we can jump into Pride Month. So Pride Month is the one with the rainbow flags everywhere that everybody gets so pissed off about. It started as the Stonewall riots in New York on June 28th, 1969. And it was a 6-day long riot. And what happened was police came in to this gay bar unannounced and started pulling people out very aggressively. And previously, this bar had been established as a gay bar in 1966-ish. That may have been when the people bought it, and then they opened it in 1967. Anyways, it was a straight bar before that. But they paid off the 6th precinct of officers to overlook the activities that were going on there, because they were one of the bars that accepted drag queens. And one of the main laws was that you couldn't be walking around in clothes that did not match your sex. So anyways, so this riot, like the police came in with a warrant, and that was like unannounced. Like the bar did not know that was happening, and so they started pulling people out. People that were dressed in drag or dressed as the gender that they were identifying as would get pulled into different bathrooms by female officers, and they would get their sex checked to see if it matched the clothes that they were presenting. So people started rioting, and people that are credited with beginning the riots or being sort of the front runners, the leaders of this riot, are Marsha P. Johnson and then Sylvia River, and those are both trans women of color. And it's not like confirmed that they're the first person that threw a brick or that they're the 1st person that threw a bottle or whatever, but it is confirmed that they are like really big leaders in this riot. And then I guess so the reason that we have pride parades and the reason that we have the month of June is because it started on June 28th. And then the reason that the parades are such a big thing for us is because in 1970, on the 1-year anniversary, so on June 28th in 1970, people gathered in front of Stonewall and did a march, and so that was the first ever Pride Parade, and so then it's kind of stuck, and it's been one of the biggest movements in the gay rights activism since then. So it's kind of what helped start it all, from being really oppressed in the 60s. So
where did it start?
In New York City on Christopher Street.
On Christopher Street. That's disgusting. Some of the I don't, with any of this, I don't want to get like too political about it because we're not here to talk the politics of stuff or whatever, but I just don't quite understand where the people so am I right in assuming that the people who raided the bar, the officers, were they of the Christian faith? Do we know anything about their...
In what I researched, nothing was like necessarily confirmed, but they were not being favorable to these people. So they were hurting them as they were dragging them out. One of the reasons that people started throwing things was because a lesbian was getting put really aggressively into a police van, and the officer bashed her head into the side of the car repeatedly, and she screamed out like, "Now's the time to riot, like we've got to speak up." And that's when people started throwing things like and people didn't walk away from this one. They all stood outside of the bar, and they made they barricaded different people in the bar, because it was a huge we're tired of this, you know. And I am speaking as a trans man, so I do feel all of this very deeply. So
what are when people ask you questions, or what's one thing you want people to take away from being who you are in the history of Pride Month?
I mean, I guess in general is if you can take all of, I guess, your feelings out of it, whether you think it's disgusting or you think it's fine or anything, and put yourself in this position. What if you were inside of that bar? What if you were getting dragged out and thrown around on the street? And what if you were getting told that you couldn't wear the clothes you wanted to wear, whatever clothes those happen to be? Like if somebody told me that I couldn't wear this black Henley shirt that I have on right now, why? What is it doing to you? What is somebody told me that I couldn't love my wife. Like, why? That's, I guess, to me, the ultimate privilege is that nobody in the heterosexual world has to think about those things.
Mm-hmm.
I have to think every day, like, what if there's that damn fly? Oh, I missed it. Okay, I have to think every day. What if?
There's 2 of them now.
I know, I see that. What if a law passes and for some reason I am not allowed to see my wife if she gets in a car crash, like, and goes to the hospital, and like I'm denied those rights. Like, those things are not anything that a straight person's ever had to go through. Those thoughts are not, like, I have to continually struggle with how out do I want to be in this really Republican red state, because that can affect things like my jobs, and it has. I've gotten fired for standing up for LGBTQIA people. Not even necessarily being an out trans man. I got fired for sticking up for people within the community last year. And then, like, Claire, if she gets fired from places because I exist, you know, if she gets stalked because I exist, like, you know, those are things that I have to think of all the time, and that straight people just never have to think of. So if you can for a minute think, what if I was in this situation? What if police were telling me that I couldn't wear these clothes? What if police were telling me that I couldn't be around these people? What if anybody was taking these rights away from me, telling me that I couldn't marry the person I'm married to? Like, all of those things. I think if you can just remove yourself from your everyday moments and put yourself in somebody else's shoes for even a minute or two, you'll realize, like, oh, whether I agree with it or not, that's not for me to tell people what they can and can't do on their daily life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the biggest thing for me.
What are some things that people may not realize are offensive when they say it or ask, but actually are?
Well, I guess to trans people in general, is don't ask what our old name was, or our dead name, or whatever you want to call it. That's not any of your business, and it's really triggering for us, because we spent a lot of time identifying as somebody that we weren't.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, like, it's different. It's totally different if, like, you asked me, like, what surgeries have you had? Like, when we're having a best friend to best friend conversation, right? But, like, I am not your Google, like, not yours, but, like, I am not the world's Google.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't speak for all trans people. Like, and I'll just be out about it, I have had a hysterectomy. That was medically necessary, but I would have wanted one either way. And then I haven't had top surgery yet. And that is because of my size. And I'm working on that so that I can have that. But I wear a binder all the time. And that doesn't make me any less of a man than any other man. And so, like, but there are trans men, or, you know, trans women that don't get some of the surgeries because they don't want them, and that is totally fine. Like, if that doesn't cause them dysphoria, then that's great. And dysphoria is where, like, things that cause me issue within my own body. So, like, my chest is a really big trigger for me. When I look in the mirror, it's not what I envision for myself, right? And so then when I look at the mirror, it's immediately makes me, like, you just have, like, that creepy crawly feeling all over. It feels very foreign. It feels like it shouldn't be there. And so some days it bothers me more than other days, but it bothers me a lot and causes me a lot of distress. Some people, and particularly the younger trans people, call it dysmorphia, but that's actually a different term. So dysphoria is for transgender people. Dysmorphia is kind of for everybody. So basically where your brain doesn't align with something that your body has. So like I have dysmorphia about being fat. Like I don't think of myself as a fat dude, but I am. And so when I walk through the room and see myself in the mirror and remember, oh, I am fat. Like that sucks, but that's not like they're not exactly the same thing. Does that make sense?
No, it makes sense.
Yeah. So, anyways, I guess those things, like if you're going to have a conversation, make sure that it's not just like with some random person. Make sure that it's with somebody that you know and you trust. And if not, like Google is a great place to look things up and have questions that are educated. Like, don't just be like, tell me everything about your entire life. You know, that's a lot. That's overwhelming for anybody. It doesn't matter. Like, if I came up to you and was like, tell me everything about being black. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot for somebody to be like, hold on, right? Like, yeah. And then the other thing that this is my like personal pet peeve is that it's not just LGBT, it's not just LGBTQ, it's LGBTQIA+. And the reason that I am so particular about that is because everybody's letter means something different. And so, if you don't know, L stands for lesbian, G stands for gay, B stands for bisexual, T stands for trans, Q stands for queer or questioning, I stands for intersex, A stands for asexual, and the plus incorporates people that don't have terms yet. And there are a bunch, I mean hundreds probably, of subterms. So, like, you are a cisgendered male, which means that you were born biologically male and you identify to this day as male. And I am a transgender male, which means that I was born biologically female and have transitioned to male and identify as male. So, anyways, that's my...
No, that's fine. That's very educational. That's very... I just want to go do your research when it comes to asking questions. Like if you have questions about it, or maybe you don't want to talk to somebody about it, you just kind of want to better understand it. Do your research. I think that will help. And don't just focus on like one website, or don't do research based on your political party. Do like real factual research. Actually, I'm not going to call anybody out, but I was having a conversation with somebody about, she was posting all over her social media how like this new age of not new age, but like being transgender or being bisexual or gay, it's all brand new stuff, and it's the reason that, you know, the world is going to crap. And I'm like, this has been around. And I told her, I was like, people have been feeling like what they feel, and people have been identifying as who they are for centuries. Like it has been a century thing. It's not a new thing. People, I mean, 1600s, before you have Joan of Arc, you know, who was a strong Christian leader, but she liked to dress as a man. She felt better in men's clothes, and that's one of the reasons that she was burned alive, was because of that. And so it just understand that this isn't new, and this isn't like it's not just a phase. This is real life. This is a real life thing, and not everyone's going to go through it. Not everyone's going to be able to fully understand it, but
that's another thing. Is like, for as much as people can't understand my life, I can't understand theirs. Like, I don't have any understanding of what it's like to be a cisgendered gay man. I don't know. Like, you know, I don't understand what it's like. I really, really don't understand what it's like for a trans woman to transition to be a woman. Like, I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense to me, because that's not what I went through. And that's totally okay to not understand something at all, and to still understand that it's a valid way to express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge thing.
Well, I just want you to know, Kyle, I love you and I appreciate you for who you are. And I still have a lot to learn still, but I've never been the kind of person to shame somebody because they were different than me. And so I encourage you to keep loving yourself and keep loving me too.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Yeah. But I think, Pride is supposed to be fun. And honest to God, if you've never been to a Pride parade, go. They're a freaking blast.
They are.
People just love each other, and it's just fun. And there are a lot. I know that a lot of people are like, well, I can't bring my kids to it, blah, 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 blah. There are a ton. Just the same exact thing with Mardi Gras. I lived in Louisiana for a while. And the same thing with Mardi Gras. There are plenty of kid-appropriate parades, and there are a few that are not children-appropriate, but, they're very labeled. You know that going in. It's the same thing with Pride parades. There's family-oriented Pride parades. There's family-oriented sections of Pride parades. I mean, it's, it's beautiful to see two gay dads walking around with their little kids. It's freaking adorable. So go, bring your dogs, bring your cats in a bag, whatever. They love all the things. It's great. It's really fun. So go experience a Pride parade in June. Mm-hmm. I mean, if they're having them other times, go for it. I know that Springfield has one in October.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They do.
So, and it's way cooler outside in October. So hell, go to a Pride parade in October. So, yeah. All right. Tell us about Juneteenth for those people who have no idea what it is.
Juneteenth. First, just thank you for being open.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Juneteenth. Juneteenth is also a touchy subject in the month of June because a lot of people don't understand it. They don't know why it is what it is. They don't want to recognize it. But it is a federal holiday now.
Yep. Which is super exciting.
I mean, not that everyone will care, but so I'll start with a quote by Abraham Lincoln. This was when he gave the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, that all persons held as slaves and held as slaves are and henceforth shall be free. That was the beginning of it. That was, like I said, January 1st, 1863. Juneteenth came about June 19th, 1865, which is why it's called Juneteenth, is because they're just combining the June and the 19th. And what happened was that became not the official end of slavery, but 250,000 plus slaves were freed. Texas was the last state, and there were 250,000 plus slaves freed in Texas. Texas was whenever they were Texas, there wasn't a lot of battle in Texas during the Civil War, and we all know about the Civil War, and if you don't, educate yourself. So, you really should.
Yeah, you really should know about it.
But there wasn't a lot of battle in Texas. Texas was kind of, it wasn't no man's land, but it was kind of they had their own stuff going on at the same time.
And Texas is huge.
Texas is
space.
Huge. So after all the states became free, all the slave owners had taken their slaves to Texas because they thought that was going to be their safe haven. And I can't remember what the general's name was. It was General George something. I had it looked up and I forgot to write it down. But they still, even after it was abolished, they still were doing it. And so he went and on January 19th, 1865, stepped foot in the state of Texas and declared slavery is no more. Slavery will not be a thing unless which goes to the 13th Amendment, which was signed in December of 1865. It says it forbids slavery across the United States and in every territory under its control except as punishment, which is they still do that today. But and a fun fact about this is what I really liked is Texas being the last state, it was the first state to recognize Juneteenth as a holiday.
Oh,
isn't that cool?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to me that, like, I mean, obviously we still have, these bimbos out here, and after the slavery was done and over with, the KKK popped up and all these white supremacy groups, and then Hitler happened, and then you had more white supremacy groups, and we still have them. But it's just cool to me that, like, a lot of these southern states where slavery happened, and slavery was a bit, I mean, it was still happening in the North, and even during the Civil War, a lot of the people fighting on the Union sides were still slave owners. But a lot of these states that slavery was a big deal are now very African American states, and so it's cool to see, like, the flip-flop, I guess. Not like white people are slaves, but just that now black people have a reason to celebrate, and these southern states are, like, pushing the celebration of,
I mean, for an extremely long time, even still to this day, like, white people have so much more just handed to them. And that's a weird thing as a white person to realize. It's the same sort of thing with, like, straight pride, like that kind of stuff. Like, why don't straight people have a month? Okay, you have the whole year. And people say the same thing about, like, well, why do black people get a month? Why don't white people get a month? Okay, you have the whole year. And realizing that, like, it's not necessarily your fault, but it is your problem. Like, you are dealing with it because of the things that suck in this world. And you have to realize that, like, white people just have more things come easier
to them.
Yeah. And so it's not saying that, like, every black person needs to have every single thing given to them. That's not
everyone should work equally for what they get.
And I think it's really cool to see, like, people of color being CEOs. I mean, like, just in the last, like, couple of years, I've noticed that, like, people of color and people with disabilities, women, like, all of these minorities are getting, like, more time on commercials. Like, and when I was a kid, you could not name a commercial that had a black person on it. Like, every single commercial was white people.
Unless it was a shoe-related commercial or a fast food-related commercial.
Basketball. But, like, even still in Nebraska, I swear to God, there was nothing.
I believe it.
Yeah, because we still, and in Nebraska, have, like, 5 black people. White people. There's almost 5 white people to do.
Almost. We're almost there. I mean, here in Branson, for the longest time in Branson, you didn't see a lot of black people either.
Well, when we joked about it in SpongeBob, like, Richard's family came to town.
and he brought them all.
He brought all, and I was like, Branson's gonna implode. We've never had this many black people in Branson ever. It was really fun to see.
I'm actually really proud of the way that the black community has integrated into Branson. I know there was that whole thing with the Dixie Outfitters, and then there was never a march in Branson. There was, like, a small march.
There was protests.
But the fact that, like, I feel like Branson was quick to realize, okay, we're not gonna be like the rest of these people. I went to a protest. It was after everyone. I don't know if it was George Floyd or but I went to a protest up in Springfield, and normally I wouldn't have an issue going to, like, a protest. I will always stand up for what I believe in 100%. I've gone to 2 or 3 of them. I went to 2 or 3 of them that within, like, a couple weeks. But the one in Springfield, someone ran their truck through the protesters, and right next to me, I watched the kid's leg get snapped in half by the guy who ran it. And I'm like, why? Like, because we're different? Because you don't like what? I gotta cool down, or I'm gonna go.
I know, I get it.
I can, like, feel it in my eyes. I'm like, if you don't understand something, like we said, ask the questions. Like, why do we celebrate the way we celebrate, or what we celebrate? Because Juneteenth is a big deal. It's a big deal for us. And I'm only half black. I am African black. I've done the DNA test and stuff, but I'm only half. But it's still, if this was still the 1800s, I would be a house slave. I'd more than likely be a house slave. But in the 1960s, I would have been the worst thing on the history of the planet.
Yeah.
It was disgusting for white people and black people to get together.
I mean, like, even so, my sister is 12 years older than me, and she dated a black guy in high school for like a hot minute, and she literally like broke up with him because she was like, we're getting to that point where like I have to take you to meet my parents, and my dad would never accept you. Like, and my dad has a very different story of how he met black people. He was paralyzed on his left side because he got his head ran over by a tractor. But he went into the Air Force.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about your dad.
Yeah, in the dead seat. Yeah. But he went into the Air Force Reserves, and at like boot camp, there were 3 black people, and they were constantly the butt of jokes. I mean, yeah. And they got tired of being bullied all the time, and they said, what can we do to establish our dominance of any kind? And they saw my dad with his disability, and they beat him up in a back alley. And so that was the first time he had ever seen black people, and then they beat him up. And I will say that to my dad's credit, he finally realized that that was a random thing. It wasn't, it was a person trying to up their street cred, not because, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, he would have gotten beat up by white people had there been a group of white people going through the same things that group of black people were going through. And so before he died, I would say that he probably wasn't super racist anymore. But like, still, like, that took a really long time to like get over. And it's, to
which
me,
makes, that's a traumatizing.
Yeah, but it still, to me, makes it like a really, this sad thing. Instead of learning from this experience, he kind of held on to it. Does that make sense? And so it's like, yes, he did get over it, but a lot of people don't, and that makes me sad. Of like this, so my sister, years later, felt like she could not bring a black guy home to introduce to my parents because of one experience that my dad had, when he had many great experiences after that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So that is what it's like. Why is it taking so fucking long?
One thing I want to say is black people, people of color, we don't have this day, we don't celebrate this day for entitlement. It's more for like the recognition of what has happened, and one of the reasons why a lot of black people, I guess, do the things they do is because of what happened in the past. There's still recovery that has to happen.
Yeah.
There's still healing that has to happen. I mean, when you're talking to your grandparents, and your grandparents tell you a story about their grandparents, and it was a horrifying story, to know that you have that blood in you of somebody who went through that, like that hits you, and that stays with you for a long time. And so when something like this does come up, when Juneteenth does come up, or MLK Day or whatever, it's a big deal for us because we don't get the opportunity to, be open and proud about it without being shut down a lot. One of my favorite quotes, I can't remember who it's by, is, they said, man, it sucks what happened to black people. It sucks what happened to black people, but that's no excuse for all the riots going on, because people did start plundering and blah blah blah. But then it reverses itself and says, no, it should be. It sucks that there's riots going on, but there's no excuse for what happened with black people. And I love that, and I live that, and I use that quote for literally like everything, like our friendship, being friends with the LGBTQIA plus community, like, or Asians, whatever. Like you just have to love. Like, if you don't understand, ask questions. And if you still don't want to understand, leave us alone. Leave them alone. Like, we have our lives to worry about. You have your own stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it. I didn't want to do it. As a Christian, you're called to love your neighbor as yourself. It doesn't matter. You're not told to subject them to a crappy life because of what you believe. No, you're supposed to love them no matter what. I hate the phrase hate the sin, love the sinner, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like that phrase, but there's no point. The only thing you're doing by giving people that are different than you ridicule is making your life harder, because we're going to go on to continue doing what we do. I'm still going to go on to be black. He's still he's going to go on and he's going to keep being himself. I'm doing this. I'm pointing to Kyle.
Yeah. They can feel it.
Yeah. The love. But you're going to be the one stressing out. 10 years from now, when I never see you again, you're going to be the one thinking, oh, that black son of a bitch, or that gay son of a bitch. And we're going to be thinking, I love you.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah.
How you doing? It's been a while. I just ask questions. Don't be afraid for anything in life. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to get the actual facts. And, have multiple sources too. Like, talk to a lesbian, talk to someone who's gay, talk to someone who's trans, to get the whole picture instead of just focusing on one point of it. Talk to someone who's black, talk to someone who's Asian, talk to another white man who is, not against all this stuff. Get perspective, learn. The only way you're going to understand is if you take the time to learn. It's just like studying religion. You're not going to understand really what religion is until you take the chance to study it for yourself and read about other religions to know like what you actually want to believe, or not to get all religious or whatever. But sometimes, and I have so much more up here in my brain that I like want to get out, but I need to stop myself.
Yeah,
I need to stop.
Someday if we get into a religious thing, we can go forever. My mother's a pastor, my sister's a pastor, my wife technically went to seminary. My cousin's a pastor, and I worked in churches up until I got fired from one last year for literally standing up for LGBTQIA people. They didn't even know that I was trans.
That's stupid.
Fired for standing up for basically saying that drag queens are not disgusting human beings and they should get to know some before they start judging.
Because they're funny.
Oh my god, I love drag queens.
Oh my gosh, they are so funny. My cousin, she's trans. She's not a drag queen, but she still kind of gets into that little, and I'm like, you go, like, and I just watch. She like posts her stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm just like, you look like you're having so much fun right now. I mean, I was gonna say something, but I don't know if it would be offensive, so I'm not going to say it. But
see, that's okay too. Is to start to say something and be like, actually, I'm gonna press pause on that. I'm gonna do more research.
I will.
I hate being a white man because of shit like that. Like, white men particularly love to put their foot in their mouth and then keep chomping on it, and I fucking can't with that. Like, it is okay to say, hey, I actually don't know much about that. Can you talk to me about that? Like, it's okay to learn. It's okay to change your opinion on things. That's why it's called an opinion. It's not called a fact. It's called an opinion.
Mhm.
So that it is different. It can change. Like,
this is supposed to be the land of the free, not the land of the free that you want it to be.
yes.
It's everyone gets to be who they are. That's what people come to America for. And then they get here, they're like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, we ain't very far.
But be yourself. To close all this up, is that fine?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Love, continue to love, continue to support. And that's it. Before I could,
We could go all day.
That's gonna be it.
Are we gonna play a game?
Yes, we are gonna play a game. Kyle, do you want to explain the game?
Yeah, so we're gonna do Mad Libs.
Oh, I just want to say, it is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna. Maybe we can touch on this in a future episode.
Yeah, because we both have struggled with mental health, so
we
can
have.
chat about
So recognize not just this month, but just recognize that men struggle too. And we'll give you some statistics and stuff maybe in the future episode or whatever. But let that be recognized.
Yeah, we'll chat about that some other time.
Mad Libs.
Mad Libs. Okay, so everything that's on a positive note. Oh, a good high note there, Bill.
That's the first one I've hit since company in 2 weeks.
Okay, so we each picked out a Mad Lib for the other one to fill out, but we told them in advance like what adjectives and things, how many there were, so that we could just kind of rapid fire this. Otherwise, we'll be here all night.
For those of you who don't know what a Mad Lib is, a Mad Lib is like a story that's told, and every now and again there's a word missing. So like, for example, like this, you can see how there's like these blanks, and underneath it says person in room. So you kind of fill in the blank to tell what the story is. We all should know what this is, but there are people who
I'm
don't.
sure that there are people who've never played this. So if you haven't played this, let us know. Because like I played this in school when I was a kid. I fucking love Mad Libs. We have a lot of Mad Libs at my house. Okay, so you want to go first or you want me to go first?
In what way?
Do you want to tell me all, like, for me to fill in the blank?
Yeah.
Okay.
You.
All right, so tell me your first adjective.
Adjective. Jiggly. I love it.
Okay, another adjective.
Disgusting.
Okay, a verb.
Skip.
Skip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Noun.
Mom.
LOL. Verb ending in ing.
Hang on, my thing doesn't work. Okay. Jiggly, disgusting, skip, mom. Verb ending in ing.
Yeah.
Bleeding.
Noun.
Rabbit.
Ooh, that's a fun one. It's fucking fly. Okay, adjective.
Adjective, black.
Black. Plural noun.
Plural noun, graham crackers.
Yes. Adjective.
Beaten.
Wow.
I know. I didn't think about these.
Noun.
Toilet.
Silly word.
Stupendously.
Stupendously. Okay. Plural noun.
Boxers. Like the ones you wear.
Yep. Adjective.
Frothy.
Frothy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Whoa.
I'm gonna have to change stupendously to stupendous.
Okay, that works.
Okay. Sorry. Adjective.
Poopy.
Poopy. I wrote Poppy. It's fine. I'm reading this.
Poppy.
Okay, so then the next three are people who have been on our podcast before.
Kyle first, Melinda second, and I don't know what the story is. And I want to put Maverick, but I don't know if it's going to be... No, Maverick.
Yeah, Maverick.
We'll do Maverick.
Okay, plural noun.
Monkeys.
Noun and noun. Two nouns.
Stepdad.
Stepdad.
And strip club.
Okay, ready?
Okay, let's have it.
All right. It is entitled The Garage Band.
Okay.
Dad plays a jiggly piano. A disgusting musician. He's equally at home with rock and skip as he is with classical mom. Mom has a remarkable bleeding vocal.
Oh my gosh.
And was the lead rabbit in her college choir. She never failed to hit a black note. I mean, that actually
that kind of works.
Yeah.
That works.
Music flows through our family's graham crackers, with the exception of cousin Joel, who doesn't have a beaten ear for music and can't carry a toilet. But believe it or not, he just formed a garage band. They are called the Stupendous Boxers.
Nice.
Fortunately, Joel's only the frothy manager. 3 of our other cousins make up the poopy band. That was really well.
Funny.
Kyle plays guitar. Melinda plays bass. Honestly, she would play bass.
I can see her.
And Maverick plays the monkeys.
Aww.
Do we
cute.
have those monkeys in a barrel?
No, we don't. Oh my gosh, I need to get him those.
Yeah.
I forgot about those.
Yeah, I love those things. Anyways, it's been only 3 weeks since they got together, and they've already been booked at the local police stepdad for disturbing the strip club. That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Tell us what you thought. It's good. If you didn't like it, you're wrong. I'm just kidding. All right.
Okay.
Person in the room. It's supposed to be female, but we're gonna do whatever.
It's Pride Month.
It's Pride Month, baby. Let's go.
Josh.
Damn. Uh-oh. Josh.
Do you spell your name right? Oh, here,
Yes.
you want to write with this pen?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Adjective.
Smooth.
Smooth. Noun.
Grass.
Grass.
Hand me that permanent marker. Thank you.
Sarai. Plural noun.
Computers.
Verb.
Jump.
Number.
222.
Oh, Jesus. Verb ending in ing.
Sashaying.
I don't know how to spell that. Sashay. Yeah, dude. Ish.
You're the only one reading it. So it doesn't matter.
Adjective.
Tall.
Silly word.
Shapoopy.
Shapoopy. Shapoopy.
You know what musical that's from?
Nope.
The Music Man.
Oh yeah.
Shapoopy.
I know it from Family Guy.
Oh, I can't believe that. Yeah.
Part of the body.
Armpit.
Okay. Keeping it PG over here.
Yeah, the one time.
Plural noun.
Plural noun, dogs.
Noun.
Bubbly.
Adjective.
Oh, sorry. Plural. Wait, what'd you say?
Noun.
Shit. Sorry. Table.
Oh.
I was reading my own list.
Bubbly. Adjective.
Bubbly.
Adjective.
Crunchy.
Crunchy. I love that word.
Me too. It's fun to say.
All right. This one is called A Diva's Contract.
Oh.
Dear producer, as I represent Josh, it is my job to send you her list of requirements. As we know, she is a smooth star of stage and grass. And has great taste and class. All right.
Oh. You're welcome.
We expect there to be only fresh computers in the room at all times. However, no roses, please. They make her jump. Next, next, it is imperative that the dressing room be kept at 222 degrees at all times.
She's literally boiling.
Yeah, she is quite sensitive to she is quite sensitive to temperature and will begin sashaying very easily.
Just imagine you in drag.
Yeah. Additionally, the pillows on her couch must be kept pink and tall. Absolutely no blue pillows. When speaking with her, we ask that the chorus only address her as Miss Shapoopy. And never look directly in the armpit.
I'm literally just imagining you in drag, and then I would be at your armpit.
And finally, on opening night, she expects at least 15 dogs to be on her dressing table, telling okay. And finally, on the opening night, she expects at least 15 dogs to be on her dressing table, telling her she's a true table. I'm crying. Oh gosh. Okay. And telling her she's a true table and celebrating her bubbly talent. Thank you. Okay. Thank you in advance for arranging these things to ensure a crunchy performance.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, why was that so funny?
Oh my god, I'm just imagining like crawling on a table.
15 of them.
15.
Oh man.
Oh, speaking of that, fucking Thelma the other day leaped up onto the counter.
I believe it.
Just like out of nowhere.
She's like, oh, I'm up here.
Yep.
Oh man.
That was funny.
My favorite part was oh wait, I don't know which one. Keep her dressing room at 220 degrees a time, or she will begin sashaying. And then expects at least 15 dogs to be on her dressing table, telling her she's a true table. That was
Don't
fun.
fall back.
Oh,
that was good.
Josh, you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was funny.
We do need to flash a picture of that you have been a drag before.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
So when we post this episode,
I will put it up.
it was pretty good.
I was slaying.
Sashaying
in my 220 degree. I mean, that might be something I would do. It's too hot. Let me sashay real fast. Gotta cool down.
Yep.
Also, fun fact, Kyle and I kind of swapped today. He always makes fun of me for being the new age and being on the computer. Today, I wrote, and today, he is on computer.
I mean, I still wrote shit down, let's be real.
I guess
but
that's
like,
fair.
I do have a computer in front of me today.
Oh, that was good.
That was good.
We should do Mad Libs again.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah. Whew. Made me cry.
Oh, we gotta do our songs of the week real quick.
Song of the week. Song of the week. You
go.
first or me?
You go.
I actually have two.
Okay. Why am I surprised? I'm not.
Number one, I gotta go back to the 21 Pilots, man. Their new album slaps. Lavish by 21 Pilots. It's like upbeat and catchy, and the music video for it, they went for every word of the song, because they shot a music video for every song.
Yeah.
But for every word of the song Lavish, they went to a spot that had that word and like recorded their music video there.
That's
yeah,
cool.
It's super cool.
Nice.
It's poppy. It feels good.
What's your second one?
My second one is called No Matter What by Caleb Scott. Caleb Scott, do you know who that is? He's an artist, but he's gay. He's an English artist and he's gay. And he wrote a song, kind of goes along with the Pride Month, called No Matter What. And in it, he's explaining kind of his story of coming out to his parents, his mom, and then his friends, and then his dad. And the big one was his dad being like, you're my son. I love you. Like, it's okay. Like, I love you. Yeah, that's my second.
Yeah. Okay, so I now have two. But one of them, I don't remember who it's by. But you and I need to sing it. I have the sheet music.
Oh my gosh, let's do it. Not right now, but
it's called Blessings.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I really should sing it. We'll record it and we'll put it up.
Yeah, we should.
Anyways, my song of the week is, because it's Pride Month. So it's Call Me Mother by RuPaul. And you know what I did today?
What?
I was feeling So I recently got a white truck, and white trucks are for douchebags, and it fucking pisses me off. So today I rolled down all of my windows, and I rode the Branson Strip, blasting Call Me Mother. Blaring, and all of these fucking people are like, what is he doing?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
I love that.
That's what I did today.
I love it. There's a song by Todrick Hall.
There's so many good I listen to Todrick Hall when I mow my yard.
I love Todrick Hall so much.
I want to see him as Donkey.
I know, but
I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, nobody does. I don't. I mean, I guess we could cargo ourselves in an airplane.
Anybody wants to donate to the cause?
Probably a good 7,000.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
That'd be great. Thanks in advance for that. Snapple can sponsor our gay trip to see Todrick Hall as Donkey.
Oh man, if we do Shrek, I want to be Donkey so bad.
Yeah,
that'd be so much fun.
All right, I think that wraps it up for this week.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
We see you.
We love you.
We support you.
And we thank you. Mwah.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye. Remember, love. Just love.